It's time to celebrate because the PlayStation 4 is finally jailbreakable on official firmware version 9.00. I'm as excited as I can be. In this video, I'm going to show you everything it takes step by step to get your own PlayStation 4 on official firmware 9.00 jailbroken. But before you go updating your PlayStation 4 with the official system software function inside the menus, there's a big problem with that, and if you do, you won't be able to jailbreak your PS4. But fortunately, there's an easy way around this. Come on, let's go get your PlayStation 4 jailbroken. First step, visit Darthsternie's firmware archive for PlayStation 4. I have this site linked for you in the description below. Among other great content, it has a back catalog of all of the upgrades for the PS4's firmware. Scroll down on the page until you see version 9.00 and then follow it over to the right to download it. Be sure to get the 9.00 version. Don't grab 9.03 or you will not be able to jailbreak your PlayStation 4. Next stop, the GitHub. Unlike previous jailbreaks for PlayStation 4, the 9.00 jailbreak also requires a USB that has a particular flash image written to it in order for it to work successfully. The download link isn't intuitive, so let me show you what to do. Come down to the section on the page that says View Raw and click on this. That actually downloads the file that you need directly to your downloads folder on your PC. And you're going to need a piece of software to write that image file to a USB storage device. In this case, I'm going to use Balena Etcher. Just like it says, it's flash and flawless. All you need to do to download it is scroll down to the page where the green box is located and click on it. Easy. Open up Windows File Explorer and insert a USB drive formatted in exFAT format into your computer. On the root of the USB drive, right-click, select New, and select Folder. You'll need to create a new folder here and name it PS4. Once you have this folder created, double-click to go inside this folder. Inside here, right-click, select New, and select Folder again. This time, name the folder Update, UPDATE. Once you have this folder created, double-click into this one also. This is where the official firmware update file needs to live on your USB drive. From here, you can just drag it and drop it right into the USB drive. Once the file is copied over, you can close out File Explorer, remove the USB drive from your PC, and insert it into the rightmost USB port on your PlayStation 4. If your PS4 updates itself to the latest firmware version, you're not going to be able to jailbreak it. Let's go through some settings to make sure that doesn't happen. From the main menu of settings, use the D-pad to scroll down to Network and select Network with the X button. For the time being, uncheck the box that says Connect to the Internet by selecting it with the X button. Then press the circle button to go back one level in the menus. From here, use the D-pad to scroll down until you get to the menu listing for System. Then select System with the X button to continue. Let's make sure your console is not trying to automatically download the latest version of the firmware. Scroll down to Automatic Downloads and select it with the X button. Inside Automatic Downloads, select everything that you see and uncheck it by selecting it with the X button. This includes the listings for featured content, system software update files, and application update files. Once you have all of these unchecked, press the circle button to go back again. Okay, now that you've established manual control over how your PlayStation 4 is going to be updated, press the circle button to go back one level in the menu. From here, you can use the D-pad to scroll up until you get to System Software Update, and select it with the X button to continue. Your console should report that it only finds version 9.00 of the official firmware. If you see anything else other than this, don't proceed and go back and check your work carefully. Select Next with the X button to continue. You'll be notified that the firmware will be installed and the system will be restarted. Select Update with the X button to continue. Your PS4 will then be updated to the 9.00 version of the official firmware. Once your system reboots, you'll likely be notified that there's another system software update to install. Don't go any further than this. Just look for that message in the top left corner indicating that version 9.00 has been successfully installed. Back on your PC, you'll no longer need that system firmware update file. You can just simply right-click on it and delete it. Let's set up a USB drive to work with the jailbreak for your 9.00 firmware PlayStation 4. Double-click the Balena Etcher installer to install the software. It's one of the easiest installs that you'll ever have to do. All you have to do is click I agree in the bottom corner, and the software will be installed to your computer. As soon as the installation is complete, Balena Etcher will launch itself for the first time. Insert a USB drive into your PC. I'd recommend using a small capacity USB drive that you can dedicate to this process for your PlayStation 4 jailbreaking. If Windows File Explorer pops up when you insert your USB drive, you can either minimize it or just close it out. Navigate to the lit up button that says Flash from File, and then click on it. This will take you to the selection window where you can choose the file that you downloaded. In this case, it's the one that's called 𝐋𝐕𝐄.img. The next button that lights up prompts you to choose the location or the drive where you want to create this image file. Click on this button, and then choose the USB drive that you just inserted moments ago. Then navigate down to the Select button and click on it to continue. Now you're ready to create that image file. Click on the Flash button to create the image file to your USB drive. And if you get this UAC prompt from Windows, slide down to Yes and click on Yes to continue. This image file is really small and Balena does a great job. It should only take a few moments for this process to complete. And once it does, you'll be prompted in the bottom right corner that everything has been all set up by Balena for you. Once that process is complete, you can go back into your Downloads folder and save some space. Close out Balena Etcher, and then you can delete both the Balena Etcher installer and that blank image file that you wrote to your USB drive to save precious space on your PC. Normally this is one of the parts of a guide where I say to insert your USB drive into your console, but don't do that at this stage. Wait until the right time is presented and the jailbreak process will guide you through it. Back on the main menu of settings on your PlayStation 4, let's go ahead and set your internet connection back up the right way. From the network menu, recheck the box for connect to the internet by selecting it with X. Then use the D-pad to scroll down to set up internet connection and select it with the X button to continue. Select whether you're going to connect your PS4 by Wi-Fi or over a LAN cable. In this case, I have it connected via a LAN cable. Make your selection with the X button and you'll be prompted whether you want to use Easy or Custom to set up your internet connection. Select Custom with the X button. From here, you'll be prompted how to set up your IP address. You can use the automatic setting here by just selecting it with the X button. The next setting is for DHCP host. You can just select Do Not Specify with the X button here to continue. Alright, this one is really important. You need to set up the DNS settings manually. Scroll down to Manual and select it with X. First select Primary DNS with the X button. You'll be presented with a number pad. Press and hold the square button to back over the existing numbers and enter in the following DNS address: 192.241.221.79. Then use the D-pad to scroll down to Done and select it with the X button. Use the D-pad to scroll down to Secondary DNS and select it with X. Once again, use the square button to back over the existing numbers. Then type in 165.227.83.145. Once again, when you're done, scroll down to Done and select it with the X button to lock in this DNS number. Once you have both of these DNS numbers entered in, scroll down to Next and select it with X. At the next prompt for MTU settings, just select Automatic with the X button to continue. And at the menu selection for Proxy Server, select Do Not Use with the X button. You should get a confirmation message that your internet settings have been updated. Select X and the system will attempt to run an internet test. What you're going to find out is it will not be able to connect to PlayStation Network. If you're not on the most recent version of the official firmware, this is always going to happen. This is an expected behavior if you're going to run a PlayStation 4 that's jailbroken. Press circle to go back and press circle again to go back to the settings main menu. You've put in the work, now it's time to get the reward. Scroll up to User's Guide and select it with the X button. And inside the User's Guide menu, once again select User's Guide with the X button. This is going to launch the PlayStation 4's web browser. You'll be taken to the jailbreak site, and also future system software updates would be blocked unless you install them manually, which is exactly what you want. From the main menu of the exploit site, use the D-pad to navigate the cursor up until you get to PS4 9.00 and select it with the X button to continue. You'll be presented with several menu options, and you'll see even more and more coming in the days ahead. What you want to do from here to launch the jailbreak is launch GoldHen. Use the controller to move the highlight cursor over to GoldHen and select it with the X button to launch it. Exactly like previous jailbreaks, you can expect to see some out-of-memory errors along the way. These are expected behaviors, just select OK with the X button to continue. Push through those errors and you'll get a pop-up message that says Insert USB now, do not close the dialog until the notification pops. This is why we didn't insert the USB previously when you removed it from your PC. Go ahead and insert your USB drive into the rightmost USB port on your PlayStation 4. You'll get a pop-up notification about an unsupported file system on your USB drive. This is an expected behavior, go ahead and ignore it. Select OK to continue with the X button, and you should see a new notification in the top left corner that GoldHen is up and running. To verify that the jailbreak was successful, the best way to do this is to close out the web browser and go back to the PlayStation 4 main menu. Press the PlayStation button on your controller to go back home. From the main menu of the PlayStation 4, navigate back up to the Settings menu and select it with the X button to continue. If you see a listing for Goldhand at the top of the menu list, you're all set. Remove the USB drive and then check out this video shown on screen and linked in the pinned comment and description below for more great PS4 content.